Hi everybody, I'm Tiffany from Quilter's Workshop, and today I'm going to be doing a shirring tutorial for you. And for those of you who don't know what shirring is a type of stitching that you do using an elasticated thread that gathers your material for you without you actually having to input any elastic or use a gathering foot. So because I teach children's classes, this is one of the things that I teach my students, especially during the summertime. And it's just a shirred bodice summer dress, which is really perfect for them because the elastic stretches so much that it's not really accurate to their body size. So as they grow, they can get more wear out of it because it stretches with them. So not only can you use this for making dresses, but you can also cut it a little bit shorter and make a top. You could also use this for a waistband on a dress to have an empire waist, or you can use it to create the top part of a skirt instead of putting an elasticated waistband in it. So we're just going to have a little close-up on the stitching here. So I'm going to stretch this out and show you how big my fabric was so you can actually tell that the elasticated thread does bring in the fabric quite a bit. Now, to do the technique, you're going to have to stitch from the top of where you want to be. So for example, this is the top of my neckline of the dress. You're going to be sewing 1/4 of an inch every single time all the way around. And on the back here, this is where the elasticated thread goes. So the elasticated thread goes only in the bobbin, and on the top you're going to use whatever thread you normally would use. So I'm using 100% cotton thread. So the tedious thing about shirring is that when you buy your elasticated thread, you can buy it on a spool or you can buy it by the yard. I've bought mine by the yard, and to fill the bobbin with it, you do have to wrap it by hand. So do not put your spool here and run your thread through the tension and expect it to fill it properly, because as your elasticated thread is running through your tension disc, it's going to stretch out, and that's going to make the bobbin all tight and not work properly when you're trying to sew with it. So you're just going to wrap your bobbin by hand and put it in your machine and thread your machine like normal. And then I have a little sample here of what happens when you first start doing it. So I've sewn 3 lines so far, and I have my regular thread on the top and my elasticated thread on the back, so it's on the wrong side of your material. And as you can see, it's starting to gather a little bit along here, but not a lot. So don't panic if you don't see any gathering happening the first several rows that you're working, because you do need quite a few rows before you start seeing a difference. And when you have created your amount that you want, so for making a bodice on a dress, you're going to have to measure it against yourself and see where you want it to end. And then once you're happy with the length of it, you're going to take it over to your ironing board, and by hovering your iron on top of your material, so you don't want your iron to be touching the fabric, just slightly above it, you're going to pump out as much steam as you can, and the heat from the steam is going to make the elastic all shrivel up, and that's what makes it very, very tight looking, just how it is on this dress here. And another way to get that is also, of course, by washing your garment. And that's all about shirring. So if you have any questions, you can send me an email at quilters.workshop@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.